Welcome to Wanderland. My name is Dallas. I'm so glad that you've decided to join me today. We're going to start this vlog series about Disneyland Paris. That's where I'm off to this weekend. I can't wait. It's been a long time, but now since the travel restrictions have eased a little bit, it's time to get out there and do some traveling. So today I'm going to mainly focus in this vlog paperwork, what I need to travel, as well as where I'm going to stay and how long, just general plans, as well as a bit of packing. It's hard to do packing a few days ahead of time. I'm so used to having to wait to the last moment. For the last couple years, we never knew if we were going to be able to travel until we had a COVID-free test result. So now, don't have to take tests anymore. Woohoo! Going to France, so it's great. So let's start out with my travel folder. I always start planning several months ahead of time, especially for any Disney vacation, because I like to be prepared, as well as I love to dine in full-service restaurants. And I've learned over the years that you must plan and reserve your dining space at least 60 days ahead of time, because dining places, they fill up crazy fast. And I would not want to be disappointed by not being able to dine in a special restaurant that I like. That's pretty much what I love about Disney. I enjoy the rides, I enjoy the shows, the parades, and everything else, but what I like the most about Disney is just being able to be myself, wear my mouse ears, my dresses with petticoats, sprinkle myself with glitter, and just be able to walk around and enjoy the sights and sounds and smells of everything that Disney has to offer. It doesn't matter if it's Disneyland in California, Disney World in Florida, or Disneyland Paris like I'm off to on this weekend. So let's go back, let's finish me rambling, and let's talk about my special notebook. Okay, so in here I have everything sorted out that I'm going to need for this trip. All right, first things first, I have my passport. Just about a week before I plan on traveling anywhere out of the country, I make sure I get my passport out, make sure that the time validity on the passport is at least 6 months out, and pack it away in my special folder. The next thing is my travel wallet. I like to have some extra currency. So this time, of course, it's going to be euros. You don't really have to get a bunch of extra currency because a lot of places do take credit cards or they take debit cards. So these days it's nice to have cash just for small purchases, as well as if you need to tip somebody, like when I go back to America. It's always important to have a little bit on you. You don't want to ever be caught out. Speaking of that, I like to carry an emergency credit card for myself. I usually use my debit card wherever I go, but credit cards are important in case that debit card's not going to work. And it's never good to be caught where you can't pay for something that you've enjoyed, obviously. Also, I have different wallets for different places that I go in the world, and usually I always come back with a little bit of change, so it's in there too. So I'm ready to go. The next thing that's in my pink pouch here, it's very important. I'm going to be going on the Eurostar this trip, and one of the requirements, if you're fully vaccinated like I am, is to have a printout, or you can also bring it up on your phone, the reassurance that you have had your vaccinations. And a fully vaccinated person, apparently in France these days, is someone that has had their booster shots. But if you're unsure about your own requirements, please check the French authorities as well as the Eurostar website if you're traveling with them. And I always like to have a paper copy because you just never know. Could have a problem with the phone, I very rarely will run out of battery power, but you never know. And I'm gonna knock on something. I wish I could find some wood. Knock on wood. That won't happen to me, that I'd run out of battery. Not good. So the next thing I have, I did another printout of my Eurostar tickets. I've got my going there and coming back. Same reason, I don't want to be caught out if my phone dies or the internet dies or anything else. I want to have a paper copy. It just makes it easier for me. I also have my confirmation from the Walt Disney Travel Company that they're expecting me. Paper copy as well of all the things that are included in my package that I've purchased. This leads to another thing. Whenever I travel to Disneyland Paris, I always travel with the Walt Disney Travel Company. I feel that if anything was to happen, they will always have my back, and I know that everything has been booked in one place. It's not separate. That's important to me. I've learned a lot through the last few years that if something happens, plans change, or the world goes crazy again, I know I'll be able to get my money back and I'll be right back where I needed to be. So I've got all the aspects about my travel plans right here in one place. I also bring my invoice that I've paid it off once again. And the last thing, I like to have a copy of my travel insurance. Since we're not part of the European Union anymore, it's nice to know that I'll be taken care of if anything was to happen. Another thing touching on health insurance while you're traveling, something that I learned through the internet from just researching everything I could about this trip, is that there is something called a UK Global Health Insurance Card. A UK Global Health Insurance Card is what it's called. Just look it up. It took me about 3 weeks to finally receive my card. It doesn't mean that we're going to get free health insurance now that we're out of the European Union, but it will tell me that I will get lower cost health insurance if anything would happen while I was in Disneyland Paris. So it's just another peace of mind, which is always important when you travel. So that's it. That is all the paperwork that I'm required to take with me. A lot better than it has been, I'll tell you, since they've dropped the requirements for testing. That means I can be excited about a trip so much sooner, which is great. I've been back to the States several times, and they finally have announced that there's no more testing requirements there either. So now I'm back to counting down the days for my trips, and I can just be excited, and I can pack sooner than the day before. There's nothing worse I can imagine than testing positive and then seeing that your trip goes up in smoke. So beyond that, I'm going to babble a little bit more, but I'll tell you about my plans. So my plans for Saturday, I'm going to have breakfast, and then I'm going to go off by train to London and end up in St. Pancras area. I'm going to be able to check into my hotel, hopefully early, because I've got another special event that I've treated myself to. I'm going to do another champagne tea at St. Pancras station at the Champagne Bar. It's a Jubilee afternoon tea. I'm looking forward to that. Just another reason to celebrate the Jubilee. Great time, great things to celebrate, I tell you. Also a trip to Disneyland Paris the next day. I might even wear my Disney ears, you never know. Why not, right? So, and then the next day I have my train journey at 10 o'clock in the morning. So I hope to be there about 8:30, probably 8 o'clock. I don't want to be late. The Eurostar, pretty much, it will probably take about a half an hour to get through so they can check my train ticket and all of my required paperwork and scan all my bags. The nice thing about the Eurostar, there is no weight restriction. Woohoo! So I can bring as much luggage as I need to. So, train journey straight into Disneyland Paris area. I have the Disney Express booked, so that will be wonderful. I only have to take my baggage up to the train station upstairs, and they will take care of my luggage and bring it right to my hotel. So I will go straight into the parks after that. I've got dinner reserved and just gonna have a great time. So I'll be there from Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, and then I come home Wednesday, and my train doesn't leave till about 7 o'clock. So it should be a really great trip. Can't wait. I'll tell you more information about what I'm going to be doing in the travel day that I'll be posting very soon. So I'm going to start my packing now. I'm going to start with the outfits that I have decided that I'm going to take. Oh boy. This is probably one of my favorite things about starting a trip, is just thinking about where I'm going to be and what I want to look like, of course. And here we go. All right, so now what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to start my packing. Now this is going to be just a light, informative type thing about how I start the arduous process of packing. I used to be a flight attendant, but I still hate packing. I'm not the best at it, but over the years I've gotten a little bit better. I've kind of squared down things that I need and what I want, but I always overpack. That's why it's great on this Eurostar train trip, because I don't have to have a weight limit, so I can bring my big suitcase even though I'm only gone for 3 nights. Makes nice sense, and plus that means I can shop a little bit, so that's good stuff. The best thing about my getting ready trips for Disneyland Paris or any Disney trip is that I get to really dress in more of a fantasy style. I like to overdress. But really, is it overdressing? It just makes me happy. You know, you gotta have the petticoats, you have to have the dresses, you have to have the mouse ears. It's just, to me, that's one of the best things about going to Disney, just having a great time and being who you want to be. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to be wearing. Here you go. This is my first dress that I'm going to be wearing. I'll be wearing it on Saturday as my travel day. The dress is by Carolina Dress Room. And I just wanted to show you a little bit down. I'll pan down with it. But the fun thing about this dress, it's the Mad Tea Party. And since I'm going to go have tea, afternoon tea, I thought that would be perfect. So if I decide to take my mouse ears, I'll have to hopefully take one of the pairs that I'm already bringing. But we'll see what happens after that. I've got my belt and my hair flower with it too. This is my second outfit that I'm going to be wearing. It's a long sleeve one with a full circle skirt. I'll be wearing this while I travel to Disneyland Paris. I've got my golden ears and my golden belt to go with it. And this is Scenes of Peter Pan in London. I thought this would be perfect. Definitely. Because I'll be able to go into the parks that night. It'll keep me warm, I believe. And I also have a blue petticoat to wear with it. I'll be having dinner in it, and I think it'll be a perfect first night and first day dress. Here is my outfit for the first full day on Monday, and I plan on going into Disneyland, the regular park, first. So it's another Carolina Dress Room dress, long sleeve, full circle skirt, and I will be wearing a petticoat as well. Here are my lavender mouse ears and my green belt. And on this dress, it's a Cheshire Cat. This is my dress for Monday night. Usually I like to come back from the parks, around 2, 3, 4 o'clock, and I'd like to relax a little bit, and I like to change for evening. So Monday night, I plan on changing into this. Another Carolina Dress Room. I've got my ears, and a very glittery looking dress. This style is called a tea dress, so it's not completely full circle, but it has shorter sleeves and has a belt, a matching belt. But for this one, in case it gets a little cold in the evening, I do have leggings that match the dress. So I won't be cold. Here's my dress for Tuesday, my daytime dress. I love this one. This is a Carolina dress room as well. And it's an old style, but it is a full circle dress with short sleeves, or actually no sleeves at all. But the great thing about this one, here's my red ears. The great thing about this one, the print is of Disneyland Paris's Space Mountain. So that will be perfect. I've just been able to buy this recently, and I can't wait to wear it at Disneyland Paris. And I've got my belt in my ears as well. So this will be a really fun day. I also have a petticoat to wear under this, so the skirt will really flare out nicely. This is my choice for evening time on my second night. It's also a Carolina dress room. I think you will notice there's lots of Carolina dress rooms in my repertoire. But here you are, I've got my lavender ears and another sparkly light dress. This one's absolutely beautiful on. It's a full circle with no sleeves. And I've previously worn it to Disneyland in Florida, or Disney World in Florida, for the 50th anniversary. I just think it's such a pretty dress. It makes me so happy when I wear it. So my final dress selection, this is going to be for my last day at Disneyland Paris. And I have special plans. I'm going to be having lunch with the Disney princesses. This gives me a great opportunity to wear this dress because Cinderella is the main character in this lunch. And also that means that I can wear my brand new mouse ears that I've not worn that I got at Disney World just recently. But they're the French ears. Really cute. And also this dress, it's a long sleeve dress with a full circle. But everything to do with Cinderella is on the dress. Isn't that sweet? We've got the fairy godmother, and we've got the Prince Charming and Gus and Jacques, and of course Cinderella. I've got my matching bow belt to wear with it. And I'll be wearing this dress coming home, of course, back to London. But I feel that this is fine. I do like to change halfway through my day, and this is a great roundup for my last day. So when I plan to have a Disney trip, I usually get my garment rack out and I start planning out my dresses and just certain things and accessories ahead of time. And it works really well. So here you are. Oh, and I have a brand new little Loungefly bag, and it's Alice in Wonderland theme. Isn't she cute? Really looking forward to enjoying that one. It's really small though inside. It's really cute. Hopefully that'll be a good park bag. And I've got Sharky here. She likes to help as well. So here is my suitcase, ready to be filled up. Ooh, wouldn't it be nice if I could take my Sharky with me? That would be very nice. And I've got a few things that I'm going to be taking with me. I like to have everything in separate bundles. So I will have underwear and stuff in there. I've got my petticoat, a few scarves. I picked up a couple new pairs of loungewear and nightwear from Primark. And Disneyland, of course. That's going to be fun. And I've got my Dettol wipes to wipe everything down. Here's something that you have to have, or I have to have when I go on a Disney trip. And that is my Claire's Sparkles. I also always have toiletry bags already packed for when I fly. So they have to be in their clear bags, but this time obviously they don't have to be in that, but I hate to have to unpack them and have to use them then so quickly. But in here is just travel size things of my hair products and sunscreen, lots of hand sanitizers, eye drops, pain medication, a little bit of everything. I think it's important. And I also have my Dyson Air Wrap in here. And this is my American one, but I'll have to pack my European one for when I go. And this little bag is very, very handy. I keep all of my medication stuff in here, Band-Aids, and I keep safety pins and earbuds, a little bit of everything. Anything that can go wrong, medically speaking, practically, is where I keep this. So then it's very handy. I just look for the red bag. I also have my carry-on bag, and this is my makeup bag from Cat Kitson. And yet another bag that I like to keep with me. It's been a long time since I've done train travel, so we'll see how that all pans out, definitely. All right, so it looks like it's time to do a little bit of packing. What do you think, Charlie? I forgot to mention that this is my accessory bag and my ear bag. I got it several years ago at the Disney store, but it works perfectly because it's soft and it holds a lot, because I like to bring home new mouse ears all the time. I have a problem, I think. But this is what I'll be packing: my mouse ears and my belts and anything else kind of accessory related, so then it's in one place. So I've got a different game plan. I'm done with packing. I've had enough. I am not the best packer. I just don't feel that I get it right, and it's really hard to show you guys how to pack if I don't pack very well. I'm always worried I'm gonna have too much stuff or not enough stuff, and I know you just have to go with your instincts, but it's hard sometimes, and I get bored with it, definitely bored. So what I'm going to do, I'm gonna continue doing it, but not on camera. And I'll just show you what happens when I finish with it. I'll show you how many suitcases I have, what I plan on taking. What I think now will probably be one large suitcase, my carry-on, and my flight bag. But then I also have my filming equipment, so it's gonna, add up when it all comes to fruition, I'm sure. But that's okay. We're traveling by Eurostar, so it shouldn't be a problem. Thank you very much for tuning in, and thank you for being with me on this journey, and I will see you at the end when I get it all packed up and everything ready to go. So I believe I have finished packing, or close enough as I can get a few days out. I'll show you a little bit what I've done. Come down here. I've got the first thing at the bottom are my shoes. And I always put my shoes in plastic bags. That way they don't get anything dirty. And then I folded up my dresses that I showed you. And here are underwear and stuff, and pajamas, 2 pairs of pajamas. This is going to be for my Dyson curl wrap. What's in here are my mini ears and all of my accessories. I've got a park fan to keep me cool if it gets to be warm. I know this week it's supposed to be really warm in Disneyland Paris. Right here I've got a Vac Pack Go, and what it does is you use vacuum pack bags and it sucks out all the air, which is really cool. And then here is my red pouch with all of my Band-Aids and special things. Band-Aids, safety pins, earbuds, etc. And here is a extra space bag, or a VacGo bag. There's a very good chance that I'll come back with a new blanket because I love comfy blankets, or perhaps a sweatshirt or something else that's kind of bulky, and if I choose I can pack it up and suck out the air. And here is my petticoat that I have as well. Let me think. Yeah, that's about it. And I do vac pack the petticoat for sure. Over here is my carry-on bag, and this is where all of my toiletries and my makeup will go. Here's a comfy blanket anyways. I just like to relax with a blanket at nighttime, you know, when I watch TV or anything. And for the rain, you never know. There's always a chance of rain where we live. So I always try to take one of those. Over in here in my zip area, I have my pink folder with all of my important stuff. This is my pink bag that I'll keep all of my media. So my camera and my memory cards and my batteries and all that stuff will go in this bag. And it's a backpack, so I'll be able to wear that around the parks as well. And then this is my flight bag, which will have my Kindle and some snacks for the train and maybe some magazines. Just little this, little that. It's nice when you go by train, you don't have to worry about the liquid situation. So that's pretty much it. That's all I can do for right now. But that's not too bad. One big bag, one smaller bag, and a tinier bag. I don't believe I'm going to be taking a jacket. That could be a real big problem. But I'll be taking a small cardigan, I believe. I think I'll be taking this cardigan. That should be just fine. All right. This looks good to me. So that's pretty much it. I'm gonna wrap up with a few notes that I took when I was packing. It's much easier to make notes while you're doing it than trying to do it before. So I'll just read off what I've remembered, what I've needed to learn again, and also some things that might be handy for your packing lists. So what I like to do, I love to bring my own hangers, because sometimes hangers in hotels are not the nice ones. You know, like the metal ones that your dresses or shirts just fall right off. I prefer the ones with velvet on them, and then dresses stay where they need to be. So I brought one for each of my dresses so they hang up nicely in the closet. I also always bring small scissors because, you know, just small ones. I like to buy mouse ears, and Disney is notorious for really long tags, and I just don't like the tag showing, so I just snip them right off. Also, you never know if you're going to have a loose string or your button goes missing or anything like that. It's always handy to have a small pair of scissors. Make sure they're small, like little sewing ones are perfectly fine. You want to check the weather. For sure, check the weather. I start checking the weather about 2 to 3 weeks before, and I keep doing it every day. Some days I'm really happy, other days not so much. So when I'm supposed to be in Disneyland Paris, there is a chance of rain on the Sunday night I arrive, and then Monday part of the day. So I've packed my umbrella. Yep, which goes to another point, pack an umbrella. Even if it says no chance of rain, it's going to take no room up in your suitcase. You might as well pack an umbrella, because you never know. When you come back to London, there will probably be rain, because it'll be summertime, of course. The next thing, I always put my shoes in a plastic bag. That way I can put them anywhere in my suitcase and they're not going to get anything filthy. So, space bags, and perhaps, with a pump. And make sure you bring an extra one in case you want to buy anything extra. That's always a good thing. I use VacPack Plus, and I got it from Amazon. I saw it on a JML website, and it works great. I love it. But the thing is, it doesn't run by batteries. It runs with a little plug that you stick into where you, what do you call those? The adapters, the computer adapters? I don't know. My husband is the computer guy. I'm not so much, and I'm going to get myself for this. Well, anyways, you know what I mean. You plug it in, and it just charges right up, and you do it at the same time. This is funny. Next, something that's really handy. Blackout stickers for lights in your hotel room. If you're like me, I cannot sleep well if there's lights, and it seems in hotel rooms there's always some kind of button that's on, you know, whether it be from the smoke detector or the TV or a light or a lamp, anything, there's going to be light coming in. And it's usually right when I'm trying to sleep and I open my eyes and there it is. No, thank you. So, got these really cool things. Let's see. Stay right here and I'll go find them. I packed them away so I wouldn't forget them. Well, they just look like this. And they're kind of dark transparent, but you can get them off easy and you won't be suffering when you try to sleep. I just do not like being woken up. So my husband got these on Amazon. I'm not sure what they're called. Oh, Light Dims Blackout Edition. So there you go. Perfect. Easy to pack. Put them away. Let's see what else. Make sure you pack your vitamins. You don't want to be without your vitamins or whatever kind of medication you need to take, for sure. Portable chargers, everything. Especially when you're in the park, you want to make sure that you have a portable charger or a brick so you don't run out of charge. And also, for me, since I'm filming, I have to have lots of different charging stations. So think about your hotel room. Some hotel rooms have lots of charging points, some don't have any. So you'll have to plan accordingly for sure, and for the devices that you want to use. Depending on how many people are traveling with your party, you might have to have even more. I've learned that one of the plug things with the several different gang points where you can just plug in work really well for a large family. So just remember to bring those charging stations. Eye mask goes along with these stickers. Always bring an eye mask if you like it dark when you try to sleep. Definitely, I use a Manta Sleep, and they're a great company. Very comfortable eye masks. They don't touch your eyelashes. Really soft, comfortable. Love them. Wouldn't be without a Manta eye mask. Something else that you might want to bring for your train trip into Disneyland Paris. A Kindle if you have one, or perhaps a book or a magazine, anything to keep you occupied or the children occupied, definitely. Any kind of games, card games, coloring, whatever you want to do. But remember, it's going to be a journey, so you want to make sure that everybody is occupied for sure. Let's see, one of the last tips that I have, no matter if you're on a train, on a boat, or even definitely in the air, make sure that you pack all of your liquids in a Ziploc bag. I always travel with lots of Ziploc bags. I must have so many Ziploc bags in this house because every time I have a trip, I buy myself a whole new set of Ziploc bags. They're indispensable for anything that you may use at the park, if anything gets wet, or if you want to have food, or anything like that. Bring yourself some Ziploc bags. They are wonderful. Well, I think that pretty much wraps it all up for now. Thank you very much for watching today, and I'm sure you can tell that I'm very excited for this weekend to go to Disneyland Paris, and hopefully everything goes well. There's talks of strikes, rail strikes this week coming up, and thankfully, hopefully it stays this way. The day that I'm coming back on the Wednesday, the strikes are not going to be happening on that day. The Eurostar is supposed to be just fine, but thankfully I can get back from London back to my home on Wednesday. So I will see you on my next video. Keep watching, and that will be my travel day on Saturday. Can't wait. See you then. Bye-bye.